Captain, welcome to the beginning of a new era. In 2041, Dr. Catherine Villarreal developed a unified field theory that made faster than light travel possible. Thanks to her, today, in 2073, Colombia leads interstellar exploration with the Villarreal Alpha mission. You've been chosen to lead not just a ship, but an entirely new civilization. And that is why we present to you this language directive, a guide to ensure communicative, inclusive, and multicultural coexistence. Villarreal Alpha hosts a highly multilingual population. Spanish is the main native language for most command, support staff, and civilians. Over 50% of the engineering team are native English speakers. English is the most common second language spoken by nearly all command and engineering staff in a large part of the rest. Other languages like Chinese, French, and German are also spoken, especially among civilians. This diversity makes Spanish and English the official working languages, while actively encouraging multilingual education and cultural inclusion. The objectives of this directive are first, to promote peaceful coexistence in a multicultural and multilingual environment, ensure inclusion and mutual respect across all language communities, avoid dominance of a single language or group, ensure inclusion and mutual respect across all language communities, and facilitate clear communication, understanding, and access for all, regardless of native languages.
Dear Captain, for us it is very important that all people involved in the ship make comfortable using language in an appropriate way. That includes their mother tongue and their second languages. That is why we want to share with you the importance of language when it's used as a right and when it is used as a resource and some examples of how this can be presented in the colony. So, first of all, when considering language as a right, the concept posits that human beings possesses the permission to use their ethnic or native language. This perspective aims to protect individuals from discrimination, facilitate the promotion of their languages, enable their self-determination, and strengthen their identity. Under this vision, states and governments are considered to have a duty to protect and support these languages. This can be found there through equal access to information and procedures, as all safety manuals, emergency protocols, and medical instructions must be available in each member's language, not just English or Spanish. Also, the right to communicate in one's native language. Now, from the perspective of language as a resource, particularly relevant in a globalized world, languages spoken by both majority and minority communities are seen as beneficial for mainstream purposes. According to Lobianco 2001, this benefit extends across academic, ethnic, financial, community communication, and citizenship perspectives or purposes. This can be illustrated through a multilingual crew for international collaborations. Having crew members fluent in Japanese, German, and English can be a strategic asset for coordinating with different space agencies and ground controls. Now, moving to a wider perspective, the holistic and additive perspectives are presented as orientations linked to the sociopolitical vision of language as a right or resource. These visions of languages, including language as a problem, a right, and a resource, are proposed by the author Ruiz, 1984. Specifically, the sources define additive bilingualism as learning another language without losing the native one. A holistic view of languages as the integration of different languages in the brain for different purposes. Some examples of how this could be presented in the ship context are the following. Every crew member's full linguistic and cultural background is respected and utilized. Learning a common language like English doesn't mean abandoning or devaluing other languages, and multilingualism is encouraged, and each language is seen as contributing to the mission. And finally, pluralism is presented as one of the key ideologies governing bilingualism and bilingual education. It is classified as a positive ideology. Pluralism is also explicitly linked to the socio-political vision of language as a right or resource. As proposed by Ruiz, 1984, it is listed as one of the orientations associated with this vision, alongside additive bilingualism, a holistic view of languages, and a promotion orientation. In this context, the pluralist ideology implies that people should have the opportunity to use any language at all places. So, some examples of pluralism are the following: equal status for languages, decision, communication protocols, and documentations are designed multilingually, ensuring no language is seen as superior. Cultural holidays and rituals acknowledgement. Rather than suppressing cultural identity for uniformity, the mission can celebrate diverse cultural world.
We want to talk to you about promotion now. This term is presented as a key language policy orientation. It is considered a positive orientation. This is linked to the sociopolitical vision of language as a right or resource, as proposed by Rees in 1984. In a society with a language promotion orientation, states and governments actively work for the preservation and revitalization of all the language spoken in a community. This involves allowing and encouraging the widespread use of both majority and minority languages by providing resources and enable their practice in private and public spaces. It implies that states should assure equal rights for all language speakers. Some examples of promotion are the following. Number 1. Onboard language learning tools. Fosters intercultural understanding and promotes linguistic diversity as a shared mission goal. Number 2. Broadcasts and reports in multiple languages. Promotes accessibility and globally engagement, encouraging more non-English speaking countries to participate in space exploration.
Dear Captain, we respectfully recommend the following distribution of roles on your ship based on the concept of diglossia. Grosjean 2001 defines diglossia as the systematic assignment of specific functions to two languages, by which speakers are clearly aware of which language to employ in a given context, in that way minimizing ambiguity or discretion in language choice. On the other hand, English has long held a dominant role in scientific and technological discourse, and in this case, 100% of the engineering staff speaks English as an L2, with 56% as L1. It is logical and efficient to assign English as the language of operation for technical communications, manuals, systems, and protocols. It is advised to develop and implement consistent technical communication standards in English. This approach will guarantee clear and effective exchanges among diverse teams involved in operations, engineering, and emergency response, fostering better coordination across multicultural groups. To continue with our suggestions, and this is a Colombia-led mission, as Spanish is L1 for nearly and commanding and support staff, and over 50% of civilians. Spanish naturally emerges as the language of governance, leadership, and official communication. This also honors the colony's cultural and national identity. Baker 2006 asserts that language serves as a key vehicle for expressing our identity, and it is reflected in the way we communicate, interact, and demonstrate our tastes and preferences. Spanish should be the official administrative and legal language abroad Villarreal Alpha, using announcements, law, policy, and leadership communication. Mission leaders should be trained in inclusive multilingual communication, as leadership will often address people of different linguistic backgrounds. Now, Captain, to keep things running smoothly and everyone getting along on Villarreal Alpha, let's stick to our values and work together. For education and everyday interaction, we propose a multilingual and inclusive approach, embracing the diverse languages for our people and fostering communication that transcends barriers. The civilian population, that is the 92%, is highly diverse linguistically with over 10 languages present. And to foster social cohesion, emotional well-being, and educational equity, the colony must go beyond diglossia and promote translanguage and multilingual approaches in schools, healthcare, counseling, and daily life. A multilingual approach is not only a pedagogical strategy but also a tool for equity and inclusion in multicultural environments like Villarreal Alpha. Embracing the linguistic diversity of the colony allows all individuals to feel seen, valued, and empowered in their learning and community interactions. So we are going to take into account the Ministerio de Educación Nacional in Colombia, and we have a principle that is a key for designing inclusive educational programs and fostering a strong sense of belonging in the colony, and it's that a multilingual approach recognizes the value of all languages spoken by learners and encourages their use as a resource for learning, identity building, and participation.
Now we want to mention another tool that we consider important in this project, and that is the integration of artificial intelligence for simultaneous translation in critical areas. Based on all the previous information, we want to give you more details about something that we consider not only possible but increasingly necessary for international multilingual missions. We want to suggest to you the implementation of the real-time AI-powered translation systems, like speech-to-speech or text-to-speech translators, to bridge language barriers instantly in high-stakes, time-sensitive parts of the mission. As the key areas, we consider AI translation is critical for many aspects. One of them is the emergency protocols, reduce risk of miscommunication under pressure. The second one is the mission control communication, that enables more countries to lead or support missions in their own languages. Number 3, medical situations, ensures accurate symptom reporting and treatment even across language barriers. Number 4, technical diagnosis and repairs. This allows more equitable contribution to critical problem solving. And the last one, conflict resolution and crew psychology, helps avoid misunderstandings and promote smoother interpersonal dynamics. Another thing we proposed or suggest in this program is the design of a linguistic observatory for the colony. This is going to help you to observe how language is used across different sectors of the colony. Also, it's going to help you to analyze changes in speech patterns, new word formation, slangs, or technical terminology. And of course, it's going to help you to monitor communication dynamics over time to defeat potential misunderstandings. Why this is important? Because it's going to help you with cultural survival. Language is a carrier of culture. Monitoring it ensures preservation and evolution. Of course, it's going to help you with the mission safety because miscommunication in high-stakes environments can be deadly. Of course, with the AI alignment, language changes must be tracked so AI systems, for example, navigation or medical diagnosis, understand and respond accurately. And of course, it's going to help you with the education because it ensures teaching materials remain relevant and understandable for the new generations. It can involve real-time speech analysis using natural language processing systems. Of course, sociolinguistic studies to track how language varies by generation, profession, or region of the ship or colony. And of course, to predictive modeling to forecast future language trends or communication breakdown risk. To conclude, dear Captain, we want to give you and the crew the best experience ever. That's why we have given you the advice, concepts, strategies, and suggestions that can be implemented to improve the communication in this environment that will be the beginning of a new era. The Villarreal Alpha mission will be a massive success, and we expect this language directive will be helpful not only for you, but for the crew as well.